Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Today, we're going to talk about a couple different things, but the biggest, most important one is that the C8 Corvette is finally starting to ship. All right, guys, so as of yesterday, the news started off with Rick Hendrick finally getting his car. We all know that he spent the $3 million on the black C8 Corvette at Barrett-Jackson not too long ago, but the car is just now arriving to him. So as of yesterday, he got to pull the black C8 Corvette right off the delivery truck, but he apparently purchased another one as well. So he also purchased a white C8 Corvette. If I had to guess, it's probably so he can drive one while the other one stays in the garage as the VIN number 1. So the very first ever created C8 Corvette mid-engine. A couple of the early reports were actually stating that VIN number 2 was also his car, but that ended up being false. So VIN number 2 was also delivered in North Carolina alongside with Rick Hendrick's black C8 Corvette. But VIN number 2 is a blade silver C8 Corvette that's not Rick Hendrick's. His second car is white. But either way, how nice it must be to be able to just buy 2 C8 Corvettes without any cares in the world, right? But anyway, guys, check out the video of them unloading Rick Hendrick's car here. It's just absolutely phenomenal to finally see these things coming off the delivery truck. I can't freaking wait to get mine. Definitely pretty awesome. I'm sure Rick Hendrick is excited as all of us would be with getting that car. He paid a little bit more than we will, but at the end of the day, he got himself a fantastic car. So check out the Arctic White C8 Corvette. That is the car he's actually going to drive, doing a little bit of revving right off the truck. Before we continue, I just wanted to thank Hyperion for again sponsoring today's video. You may remember me talking about them in previous videos with their RFID blocking pouch. Well, they redesigned it, so the look finally fits the functionality. Without getting too technical, it basically blocks the frequency from your key fob to your car and will stop potential thieves from stealing said frequency to gain access to your car. I have the remote in my hand and my car is turned on. With the car off, I take the remote, place it inside the Hyperion case, put the cap on, and now if I go to try to start the car, I am presented with a message that tells me the remote is not detected. I will put the link in the description down below. If you guys are interested, you can get one for 35% off plus free shipping just for being a Horsepower Obsessed fan. And the next bit of news actually comes as of yesterday from the Corvette Museum, talking about the fact that they had a couple 2020 Corvettes delivered there as well. So what this ended up being was one of the C8 Corvettes was there for their driving experience. Now, what I mean by that is you can actually pay $300 and go down to the Corvette Museum. Right across the street is where the motorsports park is at, and you can actually rent one to drive on the track. One of them for this track usage has been delivered to the Corvette Museum, and the rest of them are actually for other buyers that are picking them up at the Corvette Museum as well. They did make a video of this entire process, but the video itself is over an hour long, so I'll put the link for the video from CorvetteBlogger.com right down in the description below if you're interested in checking it out. But apparently the people down at the Corvette Museum actually did a live Facebook feed while these cars were coming in to kind of hype everybody up even more than they already are. Definitely cool. You'll definitely want to check it out. You get to see a lot of the cars being driven off the delivery truck as well as some of the colors that are being delivered. So if you have a Corvette Museum delivery, check this out. One of these might be your car. Moving on, the next bit of news comes to us again from the CorvetteBlogger.com. They're talking about the Pdi process for the C8 Corvette. Now, for those of you not aware of what the Pdi process is, it's actually the pre-delivery inspection phase. So this is the point where typically your dealership would do this right before you would come in and sign the papers for the car. Now, the process is always a little different depending on the car. Obviously, the C8 Corvette is all new, so everything's going to be a little different with the pre-delivery inspections. But we kind of have a list of what it is that they're actually going to check out, and it's some interesting stuff. The Corvette blogger goes on to say that the pre-delivery inspections, or PDI process, for C8 Corvette owners means that a Corvette certified service technician will review the car utilizing a multi-point checklist to make sure all is good. They're going to check and top off any fluids, and they're going to see if any service bulletins or updates are required. This is all done before you come and sign the paperwork. They're also going to have a list of any LPO options that need to be installed. The LPO options are sent to the dealer's parts department in advance of the car's delivery to the dealership. You guys have seen this stuff before with the carbon flash, Trident wheels, and the actual high wing spoiler. Those all come into the dealership before your car does as an LPO option. Once the PDI department has completed its review and installed any options, the PDI process is officially done and the new Corvette is ready for customer delivery. Now, I'm actually going to put the pre-delivery inspection form up on the screen here. Some of this stuff is kind of redundant or a little boring, so I'm not going to go over all of it, but some of this stuff is pretty cool that they actually check before you arrive, just so you're not stuck with a car that has a bunch of problems as soon as you get there. Exterior wash and dry. Check for water leaks. That one I would definitely make sure they did not do. I don't like the idea of picking up a brand new car and having it swirl marked by a pre-wash at the dealership, but that's just me. Now, down at the bottom is where the stuff really gets interesting, because this is called special inspection items, and these are specific to the C8 Corvette after it's off the actual delivery truck. So the first one tells you that there are some new training videos to view prior to actually doing the PDI. Now, the next one is for transport mode. Obviously, if the car is on a delivery truck, it's going to be in transport mode. So if it says transport mode on the display, or you get a red battery light that's flashing, you'll want to just go in and disable the transport mode, and they tell you to refer to those training videos to get that done. On the exterior, you're going to want to install the brake cooling ducts. They take those off to maximize ground clearance while loading it up onto the delivery truck. So those will have to be installed afterwards. But they do say that if the vehicle is a Z51, the rear brake cooling ducts that attach to the lower control arm are for track use only and should not be installed. The next step is to install the aero components: front fascia splitter, rocker moldings, front lower air deflector, panels that were shipped loose in the trunk. Now, for the 2020 models, a lot of the front splitters and side skirts were canceled for what a lot of people speculate was some sort of quality issue, but they are supposed to be continued for the 2021 models. Next is to ensure that all GM accessories have been installed. Again, refer to the accessories installation manual. Next is for the infotainment. This is for the SD card. This is for the SD cards that are apparently VIN specific for navigation, and they cannot be used in any other vehicles. They want you to ensure that the card is not locked. And lastly, letting you know the SD card slot for the nav card reader is in the rear of the center console, not in the glove box. That's for the PDR, or performance data recorder. Lastly, under the vehicle, they want you to confirm the operations of the front lift system if the car has it, and check for leaks. So like I said, guys, those items are specific for the C8 Corvette, where everything else is a little more generic for any Corvette for the most part. Pretty cool that they go through such an extensive list right off the bat to get this car ready for you guys to drive home. And lastly, for you guys up in Canada, there were a few videos recorded of the first 2020 Corvettes to land in Canada. Our friends over at the CorvetteBlogger.com were talking about this. They said that Morgan Crosby from Finch Chevrolet in London, Ontario, took delivery of the first 2020 Corvette to touch down in Canada, and he captured the event with multiple videos posted to YouTube. Morgan goes on to say that the routes that Chevy takes to get the Corvettes to each dealership is a little bit different, and that he was fortunate that they were only 10 hours away from Bowling Green, so they were one of the first deliveries in Canada. Now, this is awesome for any of you guys who have ordered this out of the country, because I know of at least 2 of my subscribers that are waiting for theirs who live in Canada. It looks like yours might be coming pretty soon. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Obviously, we're all very excited that the C8 Corvette is finally getting shipped, and now we got some proof. Some people are actually starting to receive theirs already, and if you ordered the car early enough, you should have yours coming within the next couple days. How awesome is that, guys? I feel like we've been waiting forever. I'm definitely super pumped for this car. I can't wait to get mine, which is coming very soon. So stay tuned, guys. Anyway, if you liked what you saw, give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions about the content we talked about today, shoot them in the comments section down below, or send me an email, horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to answer anything you may have. If you guys have not subscribed yet, please do. I'm going to have loads of C7 and C8 content coming your way very soon. You're not going to want to miss it. And as always, I will catch you in the next upload.